Crystal is with us in Richmond, Virginia. Hi, Crystal. How are you?
Hey, Dave. I'm doing great. Happy to be with you today.
You too. How can I help?
So I am a dentist, just graduated in May, and I have or had $300,000 in student loans. Thankfully, I am part of the NHSC loan repayment program, so I was able to put $30,000 on it, this month. However, my husband just started physical therapy school, and he's obviously accruing debt. So I'm just trying to figure out, we're in obviously baby step 2, so just trying to figure out whether I should just try and hit mine, or should I be thinking about some of his interest? Since his loan is lower, just trying to figure out what's the best way to do this.
So NHSB, what'd you say?
National Health Service Corps.
Okay.
So that's just working in an underserved area doing dentistry, and I get $30,000 a year for 4 years towards my loans.
Okay. And what are you making?
I make $125,000 a year.
Okay.
Or just
Okay, and you have $300,000.
Yeah. So right now it's $277.
Okay.
I just paid some this month.
And he has how much?
So far, the principal is about $23,500, and the interest is another $500.
How long before he's through?
He just started, so he has 2 more years.
Okay.
There's a 3-year program.
And so what does he anticipate being paid as a PT?
I believe it's about 70. I'm not 100% sure, though.
That's about right. I was just checking his reality scope here. And what is he spending to become a PT?
So, I think he's out of state, so we'll see if he can get in state. But probably about $120,000 by the time it's all said and done. If we don't do interest, I'm not really sure how the interest plays into that, so that's why I'm trying to figure out if we should just think about paying interest on his.
So he needs to spend. He needs to spend how much more to graduate?
He needs to spend probably little under $100,000 more
in 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the first step of getting out of debt is to add no more.
Right.
To go no further in debt. So that leads me to say, rather than reducing his or yours substantially, our first goal would be to cash flow the remainder of his school from your income. And you can do that. Okay. So let's do no more harm, since you're both in the medical profession. And let's go for no further in, and then we'll go ahead and take the 120 during that time, the credit you're going to get, and then he comes out and is making 70. At that point, you're making 200 plus as a couple, and you will have 300 or so in debt, right? Yeah. And so we pay that off in 3 years.
Oh, okay. So
100 a year for 3 years is 300, right?
Okay, so then we'd have to save then. So save up that money to be able to pay his tuition.
No, you make $125,000.
Right.
Use your money.
Oh, so just
pay his tuition.
Okay, I guess I need to look into that, because I guess I'm just so used to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you live like broke college students because you are.
Right, that's exactly what we're doing.
And then you throw all the money, instead of at loans, you throw it at his, and you ought to be able to cash flow $50,000 a year for 2 years.
Right.
Out of 125, that gets him through school with no more debt. Did I do that right? I did. So 50 a year out of your 125 gets him through to school. He's got 23. You got 277. That's 300 in loans that are just sitting there during that time. I mean, they're not just sitting there. You're paying something on them. You're required to pay something.
Right. So, I mean, so through the government program, I'm going to have to put the other $90,000 to that. Yeah.
Oh, to get your match, you do.
Yeah, so I have to. So that $90,000 that comes from the government, I'll have to put that straight to my loans.
Sure, but that's not included in. That's not included in your $125,000 income, though.
Right, that's not including that. Right, absolutely.
Yeah. So you just take the government money.
You're just saying
the government money is irrelevant. You can't do anything with it except throw it on your loan. So by the way, during this 2 years, you're going to get another 60, and so you're not really going to have to pay off 300. You only got to pay off 240.
Right.
Okay. So when he gets out, both of you together are making. If he makes 70 and you make 130, that's 200. And when he's out, and that's 2 years from now, and you've got $240,000 worth of debt, making $200,000 a year. If you're not debt free in 2 years, something's seriously wrong. Okay. Or 2.5 years, you know. So we're talking about less than 5 years. You're 100% debt free. But the first step is add no more debt. Do no more harm. Cash flow his. And you know what that's going to do? It's going to make you look at where he's going to school and how much you pay for a PT to get a degree. $70,000 a year job that you pay $150,000 for the opportunity to do. Just the math on it is not a great deal. So I'd want to spend less than that to be a PT personally. But you just look at it. I'm not telling you have to stop his career field. That's not it. But this idea that it's always worth it because it's in the medical profession is just not true. I mean, you spend $150,000 to get a $70,000 job. That doesn't make sense. So I'm thinking where he goes to school might get adjusted. And me making you pay cash for it's going to make you look at that.